Piglet Rising is an upcoming 2024 slasher film and is the prequel to the upcoming Piglet horror movie. Both of these films were written and directed by August Aguilar, who kindly allowed me to watch this film early, and this film follows a group of hikers deep in the hills of Appalachia on a weekend trip only to be hunted by a feral man known by locals as Piglet. And I thought this was a pretty good slasher short. It was a lot of fun at some points. It was kind of goofy at other points, which I did enjoy as well. So, let's get into it. So, this review is going to be a bit different because I want to steer away from spoilers because it's not officially released yet. So, I'm going to start with my review. I'm going to go with the positives, then I'll go into a few of the negatives that I had, and then that's pretty much going to be it. So, firstly, the acting. The acting in this film is bloody phenomenal. It's got some pretty good performances. The dialogue's pretty good as well. Highlights was, of course, Cody Kipps' Piglet. He was able to bring a very animalistic feel to the character, both in his movements, the noises he makes, and overall just, the whole, aura. The whole aura of the cat. Yeah, so much aura. Aura was dripping off of him when he was Piglet in this movie. And the supporting cast, which includes Jordan Fraley, Alan King, and Patrick Grady, all deliver solid performances, and they're just sort of our leads of the movie, and they are slowly haunted by Piglet, who slowly picks them off one by one, until a big twist, which I won't get into. Another massive point of this movie, which I think is a huge positive, is the practical effects, which are stellar. The makeup on Piglet himself, along with the actual gore when it comes to the kills, is absolutely awesome. They're all major positives for this film. It's got some great gore, which was probably some of my favourite parts of it. It's able to do what I think a lot of low-budget films fail at, and that's actually make it look good. There's a certain kill in this movie, which I won't say exactly what happens, but it's something to do with someone's head. It's not a head getting chopped off, so that's not a spoiler, but, something to do with someone's head, and it looks amazing. Another positive of the film is that it doesn't really have any unnecessary jump scares, and it doesn't really focus on, massive noises and music cues, like, duh, da, nah, when, Piglet's on screen, and as someone who really hates that and just thinks it's, a lot of crap, when movies will just shove that in there, I thought it was great. I hate it when they just, a jump scare is painful enough, it's boring now, I'm desensitized to gore, let alone, jump scares make me cringe at this point, but, when they add, a noise, it's just stupid. You know what, screw it, throw a jump scare of me on the screen right now. Thank you, editor. But yeah, I'm just thanking myself pretty much. Now on to some of my negatives for the film, because I did have a few, but they're not particularly bad things. Keep in mind, even though these were negatives for me, others may enjoy them, even though I thought that, they are kind of, a bit weird. They aren't particularly negative, I just think it's still a pretty good movie overall anyway. So, beginning with the story, I felt the story wasn't as strong as some of the others I've seen, with a short, you are limited, so I'm not gonna, hold it to, bloody, Godfather levels, for a film called Piglet Rising, and also a prequel, it doesn't really explore anything that really warrants that, title, except, the last 2 minutes where you sort of learn more about him. And building off that, the film does have a twist, which I won't name or, talk about, because I don't want to talk about the spoilers. It does kind of, feel a bit like the ending of Leatherface. This isn't a bad thing either. I bloody love that film. It kicks ass. But, it isn't really a Leatherface film, but I think this was pulled off pretty well. I do say it as a negative, but it's just because, instantly made me think of that film, which is kind of, all over the place at some points. Ultimately, though, I do think this is a lot better than some of the other public domain horrors that I've seen. So many of them come off way too seriously, and frankly unnecessary, and when they try to do comedy, they fail miserably, like The Mousetrap. That was straight ass. And others just fail to do, sort of their own thing, like Winnie the Pooh. But with this, I felt like it was somewhere nearer the good side. it was able to do for me what I wanted with some of the other, find a good balance between a little bit of like sort of like goofy design and also like creepiness as well. Like Piglet in this movie, at some points it's a bit goofy, at other points it's just really creepy, and I think that was amazingly well done. It's also, as I said, able to like make you just not think about how it's like a short. Like I was invested throughout the whole thing, and it didn't rely on cheap horror cliches or crappy writing. And ultimately, I think it is a pretty good introduction to this world, and I'm really interested to see where it goes next. With of course the full length Piglet. I think this is a pretty great little slasher film with some amazing practical effects. You know, I give it like a 6 out of 10. Probably a 7 if I watch it again, but I probably will after this. So, screw it. Give it a 7 out of 10. But if you guys have already seen it, what do you think about it if you haven't seen it yet? Are you excited for it to officially release? But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I would like to say a massive thanks to the director of the film, August Aguilar, for letting me watch it. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun, so cheers for letting me watch it to review it. I do really appreciate it. I'm going to have a link to the trailer in the description of this video so you guys can learn more about the movie, and also I'll have the link to the channel of like the production for this movie so that you're able to go there and like sub to it so you're ready for when it properly comes out. I think it's coming out on there, I'm not too sure though. And yeah, thanks for watching the video. Until next time, I'll see you all next time I guess, so bye bye.